Rise of the Planet of the Apes was released in 2011. This is directed by Rupert Wyatt and it's written by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver. And we have a cast including James Franco, Freida Pinto, John Lithgow, Brian Cox, Tom Felton, Andy Serkis. Really great cast, really good performances, visually stunning. But I didn't think it was very good. I was very surprised to see that it has 7.6 out of 10 across 591,000 reviews and ratings on IMDb. Now, I didn't think it was a terrible film, but I certainly didn't think it was great. I feel like it was very tame, very slow. Not a lot happened for a bulk of the film, and I was really surprised by that rating. And I haven't looked at the reviews. I try not to look at reviews before I've done my discussion, but I'm wondering if a lot of that praise is for the visual quality, which if it is, absolutely fair enough. It is visually a really stunning film, but the narrative is so slow. Nice concept, kind of boringly executed. Not throughout, there are times when it's a little interesting, but not 7.6 out of 10 worthy. This is about a drug that's being created, being tested to help with Alzheimer's, to try and repair the brain, and it's given to chimps. And honestly, not a lot happens for a tremendously long time. It's a very dramatic start. The opening scene, I think it was the first scene, is very dramatic. And I thought, okay, this is a lot more action at the beginning than I was expecting. I thought this is seeming like it's going to be a really fast-paced, action-packed film where we're constantly moving forward. And honestly, nothing happens for the bulk of it. It eventually focuses on this one chimp in particular, and this drug is given to them, and it actually really improves their intelligence. And I was keen to see how far they would take that and how intelligent they would become. And that part of it was fine. I don't really have that much to say about it. It was fine. There's nothing wrong with the intelligence it created. I thought that was interesting enough, but the action on screen is so boring. I will say it picked up towards the end. I'm not going to say what happened, I won't give it away, but the beginning, fantastic, really strong opening. And then I'd say about an hour, the film is about an hour and 40, an hour and 45, and about an hour of it is just so tremendously slow. And the characters, while well enough written and the performances are good, that's not enough to keep me engaged. The characters are not enough to save an otherwise very slow narrative. And then the action, as I said, does pick up again in the final, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I didn't time it, but I'd say it's not just the last few minutes. It is maybe the final quarter, maybe just under the final quarter. So there are some okay moments, and the action is very good when we have action, and the CGI is brilliant. Visually, the lighting is great. We have loads of different locations. The outdoor scenes are brilliant. The sets are brilliant. All of that works really well. The performances are very good. I just think the narrative, while a nice idea, is very, very slow. And yeah, the good bits are really, really good. But the middle, I'd say a good hour of this, I just found to be tremendously boring, and I'm a little bit disappointed. I wasn't actually going to watch this. I do like Burton's Planet of the Apes, and I have seen the earlier Planet of the Apes, but I was never really that bothered about watching this one. But Woody Harrelson is in, I think, War of the Planet of the Apes, which is in 2 films' time, I think, and I figured, well, if I'm going to watch that for Woody Harrelson, I might as well watch the ones that come before it. I'll give them a chance. I went in with an open mind. And yes, there were bits that I enjoyed. The CGI is great. The action, when it happens, is very well done. The performances are really good. The lighting's good. The sets look great. Absolutely fine. It's just the narrative. And again, I like the idea. I think the concept is really great. It's just very slow and very dull for a good hour, maybe even more. And unfortunately, it's not even a little bit here and there that's boring. It's a really significant chunk of it. And as I said, the characters, while well enough written, are not enough to carry the film when the narrative is boring. And it's not even an hour of slowness with that anticipation, because I was really losing interest. But yes, it did pick up again at one point. So while I don't think it's a terrible film, I don't understand that 7.6 out of 10 rating. And if you watched it and you loved it and you think it's worthy of that, absolutely fantastic. But for me, put it this way, if Woody Harrelson wasn't in War of the Planet of the Apes, I wouldn't then be watching the one that comes after this, and then indeed War of the Planet of the Apes after that. So I will watch them, and I will completely go in with an open mind, as I did with this one. But unfortunately, while I didn't think this was terrible, I don't think it's amazing. But we'll see what the next one is like. And for now, I can say Rise of the Planet of the Apes has a lot of positives, but I definitely don't think the story was as interesting as it could have been.